Milling Through History presents The Last Knight. The image of a knight riding on horseback to face his foe is an image which many children dream about when they are told stories about knights in shining armor saving the day. However, what happens when the scene most often found in our imagination plays out right before our eyes? In October of 1938, Nazi panzers flooded over the border between Germany and Czechoslovakia. As they did this, the lead tank suddenly stopped as the most unlikely of situations developed before their eyes: a man, dressed in armor, sitting atop a horse, ready to do battle against the invading foe. The Germans did not know what to make of this man. They did not know who he was and where he came from. All they knew was that this man was the last knight. The knight was Joseph Menzig. Known as eccentric to the locals of Dobas, he appeared out of nowhere in 1911, purchasing the 13th century Gothic fortress and began to restore the structure back to the way it looked during the High Middle Ages. Menzig became a local fixture of the town as brought living history to a whole new level. He purchased antiques for the fortress, a suit of armor to wear, and even began to walk through the local markets while wearing medieval garments. Having the support of his family, they opened the fortress for tours and explained what life in the Middle Ages was like for visitors. When the Nazis rose to power in Germany, Adolf Hitler wanted to unite all German-speaking people into one country. With his eyes on the Sudetenland, Hitler orchestrated a plan to get the German army to invade the neighboring nation. At the border crossing at Busina, German tanks rolled over the border to no resistance from the Czechs. Expecting no resistance going forward, the tank commanders were stunned to discover their way was blocked by a man sitting atop a horse dressed in a suit of armor. It was Joseph Menzig, ready to protect his lands from an invading foe. With his sword drawn in one hand and a halberd in the other, he charged the line of tanks, ready to do battle like the knights of old. Why the Germans did not shoot him remains a mystery to this day. Did they think he was a ghost from the past? Was he just a crazy man with a death wish? Whatever the reason, the Germans were able to get Menzig to move off the road and they proceeded forward with their mission. For the next 7 years, Menzig lived in occupied German territory until 1945, when Allied forces came and liberated the area. Joseph Menzig passed away on November 19, 1945. His fortress still stands today and has been taken over by the Dobas Restoration Association, an organization which works to rebuild structures which would otherwise be lost to history. For more information, please consider the following titles. Be sure to click on the left-hand side of the screen to subscribe to our show and on the right-hand side for our latest episode. We will see you again for the next episode of Milling Through History.